Hello everyone and happy Monday evening. Dr. Rachel here, the founder and CEO of Precision Empowered Health. And today is a really exciting and special day. This has been accumulation of months of vision and a soul journey on my part. But today I'm debuting two really exciting programs for myself that I will be doing. And the invitation here is that you get to do it with me. So I'm so excited. As you can see, there's gonna be some offerings that I'll be rolling out this year and also next year that are dedicated to your well-being. Hello, Amber, thanks for joining me. And I'm super excited about this because the potential for human development here is so huge, so huge. Amber says, you are gorgeous, thank you so much. I just spent a whole day seeing patients, so it's good everything's still in place. Sabra says, hi Sabra, how are you? So if you're just catching me live for the first time, go ahead and say hello. Let me know that you're here. And feel free to interact with me as well as we do this. And what we'll be talking about today is the potentiality of human health, which is an interesting topic because America, we spend so much money in healthcare. Like, we're the top spender on healthcare, and in terms of health of our people, we are low on the list. It is ridiculous. Like, how can we spend so much money on such an integral part of being vibrant and whole, and then suck at our results? It's incredible. And in all the years I've been doing healthcare, there's been some keen, glaring issues that are constant for people. There's so much information and there is so much confusion. Amy, hi, how are you? So when it comes to human potentiality and human health, here are some key things that I hear all the time with my patients day in and day out, which is, I eat in moderation. That's one of the first things that people always tell me, and they say it as if it's a good thing. And it's not, for many critical reasons. So when was the last time you were hired for a job and you did your job in moderation, like average effort, really halvesies, and you were commended for your effort, you got bonuses for your work, people applauded you for your job well done, and all you did was moderate effort? Hi, Justina, how are you? Moderate effort does not get you very far in life, no matter what the topic is. And when you're talking about your health and your diet, and you're proud that you eat in moderation, that's not how it goes. If you put in moderate effort into anything, you get at best average results. That's just the law of the universe. That's not me making it up. Hi, Austin, how are you? Thanks for joining. Amber says, I kick butt whenever I work. Yes, exactly. So if you do average work, you get at best average results. If you do good work, you get good results, maybe. If you do excellent work and you go the extra mile, then you get excellent results. That's how life goes. So if your motto is, I eat in moderation, and you're proud of that, you're gonna have at best an average body and moderate health. You're gonna feel kind of energized sometimes, but most of the time run down. So just take a minute and your average day, so today was Monday, you are done with your work week. How many times today at work or at home, if that's what you do, did you think, I feel so energized right now? I feel so good. I can do what I'm doing all day long and I'm gonna feel so darn good at doing it. How many times did you think that? Versus, how many times did you think, I'm tired, I need coffee, I need a break, I need more food, right? And so the myth of eating in moderation is a huge myth. It's really perpetuated because we have this all or nothing belief system in our culture about food. Either we're an Olympic athlete or we body train, we look amazing, we're in social media and we're paid to look amazing. Right? Either we are that standard and we think of that as really restrictive eating, heavy dieting, unhealthy habits, right? Or we go the opposite spectrum and we don't really know what we should do. There's no specificity despite the fact that you are an individual, which means if you eat the same way as someone else, it's not going to produce the results that you want. Despite the fact that these days our food is less healthy than it's ever been in the history of the world, really. Because back then it was food. Now we have organic food or we have chemicalized food. We have grass-fed meat or pasture-raised meat or normal conventional meat. Back then it was just normal meat. Now we have either filtered water and all these different kinds of filtration systems, or we had back then just water. Now the content of our food is less healthy than it's ever been, ever, because we over-fertilize and we over-chemicalize all our products and our ground. So therefore our food does not have the same nutritional content that it used to, which means the apple that your grandma ate was so much more nutrient dense and healthy for her than the apple that you're eating now, even if it's organic. Amy says, for sure, I do not want moderate, I want amazing. Exactly. Amber says, today was a super high energy day, which was rare. I loved it. Congratulations. And Sabra also had energy today. Yes. That result is literally so infrequent. Energy levels is a huge complaint that people have. And when you have low energy or you're tired or exhausted all day, what you're literally saying is, I don't have enough fuel to do what I want and manifest what I want in life. That's what you're saying. And that mindset and that body set will literally never get you to what you want because you're dragging through it. And for some strange reason, today in our society, we really laud exhaustion as some kind of amazing thing. Like if you're not tired and busy and packed to the gills with things to do, you're just not working hard enough. You're not going to be successful. And, too bad. Justina says, so sad. Yes, it is so sad. When you talk to people, it's like, how are you? What do they tell you right away? They tell you their exhaustion levels, all the things that kids had to do, how busy work has been, how overbooked your schedule's been, how running around has been, just all this stuff. When's the last time you said to someone, how are you doing? And they said, no, not really been doing much. Been really, really relaxed. Yeah, everything's been going so well, just really not doing much, just mountain trips, beach trips. Everything's been great. I took a long nap, slept in today. Yeah, that's been my week. Amber says, always looking for energy, lifelong thing. Exactly, because with energy is the potentiality to actually manifest the things you want in life. And that is so huge, very, very exciting. And so something that I'm really crazy about is the idea of resetting your health standard, because we have really crappy standards in America. They are awful. We think it's either all out, no good food, you're on these little energy bars that are disgusting and are drinking alkaline water and you can only eat carrots and cucumbers and that's your whole diet. Or you're eating in moderation, which literally just means you're doing an average job of what you know to be true. And your average job is what your parents taught you, and our parents grew up in the age where processed food was becoming vogue. It went from being cool to make your own pie to having frozen pies, right? It went from being cool of actually cooking your own meals to now eating out all the time. And so our standards have really dropped. And if we're taking that standard that our parents gave us, and we're taking the standards that we get from our overworked society, and that's our moderation, we're taking that into moderation, you really don't have anything that you're working off of. It's really quite low. And so most of our education these days comes from media. Most media outlets have so much to say about health. There's always some really new, controversial, exciting health diet that they're talking about. And it's a controversy that's exciting, right? It's a whole new diet that might be super unhealthy, but one person lost 50 pounds on it, so now it's great. Austin says, wow, I'm loving this. I'm loving you. And so here's some hard truth. And I say this all the time to my patients that I work with. Your body and your health is the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. and that you eat the most food with. So think about that. Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with and therefore probably share most of the eating time with as well? Because that is now your average. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? What are their standards? Because granted, their standards are probably your standards because food is a sensitive topic. It's really sensitive, right? Can you imagine the last time you were at Thanksgiving dinner and you told your auntie that you were eating gluten-free now, which meant no stuffing, no pie, none of this stuff that you normally eat? You're gonna get guilted and shamed all at once about why are you on a diet? You're skinny enough, right? Food is really close to our hearts, kind of like a religion. And if we don't take a standard and a stance and gather the tribe of people that have the same standards, we have a really hard time setting that standard. Because now people have all kinds of things to say about what you're doing with your health. And it's really like flat with most people in terms of it's either you're skinny, you need to eat more hamburgers and cheeseburgers and fries, eat something, girl, right? It's either that or it's, oh, you're overweight. Are you sure you should be eating that steak? I don't know, right? You'll get shamed for it either way. And the only judgment that we've been trained to assess is whether you're skinny or fat. That's it. And the irony is oftentimes the people that look the best, right? The stereotypical person for me is some guy whose wife has been seeing me for a while and he walks into the office because she made him and he didn't think he needed to be there because he runs triathlons and he's really in shape, he's got muscles, he looks great. And then we run labs on him and things are really not pretty. They're worse than his wife that had a whole list of complaints and issues that weren't working for her and things that she's tried and things that she hasn't tried and all these things, right? He just came in because she wanted him to, and then it turns out he had all the problems because it's not what it looks like on the outside that actually matters, but we actually put so much weight on that. Sabra says it's so true. This is amazing. It is absolutely backwards, Amber. You're right on that. And so then if we don't have the outside part to use as a reliable measure by our eyes, and our standards have been really kind of warped by the media, what our parents told us, and how our friends and our family eat, then what is the actual standard? How then should you eat? And this is a huge question because eating, you're putting a foreign object into your body. This is huge. You're putting something that is not you into your mouth, into your body, and asking your body to deal with that. That's what eating is. It's super important. You wouldn't just put anything in your body, hopefully, right? And so why would you consider food to be like a moderation thing? Why have moderate things in your body? Austin says, I needed to hear this. Rachel, you are on point. Yes, thank you. And so you get what you tolerate in life, and this goes across the board. And when my patients come to work with me one-on-one, one of the things I tell them up front is that, we're coming in, we're working on your health. You have a list of problems, and it is my goal to get you unstuck from where you've been, to unstick you from your health. Right? And so as we do this and as we focus on this one part of your life, don't contain it here because that's not how the body works and that's not how you work. You're not just this one isolated piece, like this body that just eats things. You're a whole ecosystem, mind, body, soul. So the moment you start to eat differently, the moment you choose congruently for your body, the moment you honor what you put into your body, everything changes. Everything changes. What you tolerate at work literally starts to change. You get what you tolerate in life, absolutely. And the moment you start to raise your standard in one area, everything shifts. It has to. It's the law of the universe. That's how it goes. And so if your health is kind of like not quite okay, and we're not talking about like I got diagnosed with cancer yesterday. That's not what we're talking about, not the big things. right? We don't want to wait until the big things happen. We're talking about the little things like I have to drink coffee every morning, otherwise my brain doesn't work, and if I don't do it, bad things happen. Now coffee is then a drug for you, right? I know that hits hard for a lot of people. I'm personally a coffee lover. And if you're the kind of person that after lunch, your energy just goes zoom downhill, that literally means your body is just taking a break. It's done. It's done. And that's a huge thing because it means that you literally went from a race car to now a slow car. And that is not normal. If you have problems sleeping, that means you can't rejuvenate. You can't reset your body at night. You can't get to sleep. You can't stay asleep. You wake up and you can't go back to sleep. You wake up really early in the morning, you can't go back to sleep. All of those issues are little red flags, and we're not taught societally, medically, as to what that means. All these little red flags add up into diagnosable conditions that are not fun, right? And the blind spot is that we wait until it gets bad, and our medical system is built off of that structure. In that, if you went to get a procedure from your insurance company at the hospital, they get to approve whether you get it yes or no, and their structure is built off of whether it's acute or not. Acute being critical and important, needs to happen right now. Hi, Carly, how are you doing? Amber says, I could sleep all the time. I could too. And so because our insurance company limits the kind of medical attention, medical coaching, and knowledge that we can get until we get bad enough, as a society, we also wait until it's bad enough. Or we have the cancer, now we can act. Not, our immune system seems like it's always messing up, like we're always sick. That should be the red flag right there, right? Instead of going with layers and layers of antibiotics and medication to suppress the symptoms, let's look at which direction we're going and what it's leading up to. That is the gold. And I think there's a big revolution happening in medical care these days where more and more people are saying, I don't want to wait until it gets too bad. I don't want to wait until it gets critical, because critical care is not health care at all. It's end stage care, which is no fun to deal with. And so you get what you tolerate, and so many of us have been trained to wait until it's too late. And when we get the diagnosis, then we don't tolerate it and we try to backtrack that then. And so my obsession is, how do we actually go in? How do we get the knowledge without feeling like it's all or nothing? Either we're on this cucumber diet or we are eating in moderation, which means whatever we want, basically. How do we cut that line, and how do we claim congruency with our diet? How do we actually get the knowledge where we can actually sift and sort through the majority of things that are honestly junky in our diet these days? And how do we choose that without feeling like we're in lack? Because that's also not fun. If you're just in lack all the time, then the decision is that I don't get what I want, I'm in lack, I don't have things that are good for me, and it's sad, and that is not sustainable. Carly says, most only backtrack far enough to feel good enough to stop. Exactly. Very, very true. And so here is a myth that I would like to bust, is that excellent health is hard. We think of people doing massive sacrifices for their health. Like they wake up at 4 a.m., they go to the gym, they train, they only eat shakes and dry bars, and they don't have any fun at all. They're in bed by, 7 p.m. We think that excellent health is a standard that's inachievable for normal people unless you're actually an athlete or you're training for something. And that's totally untrue. It's a myth that excellent health and excellent diet is only for professional people and fitness models. It's an absolute myth. Because the standard you're setting for yourself, that is what you're using as your container. So if your standard is, I'm okay feeling exhausted most of the time or some of the time. I'm okay needing coffee to function as a drug. I'm okay eating in moderation, like whatever lands on my plate. I'm okay shopping only like a couple times a week and having no time to cook and then having an empty fridge. If that is the standard, then that standard is going to reflect absolutely on your health. And as I was creating these programs that are a far cry from my one-on-one work with my patients, what I was thinking was, what can I do? What can I create for myself that will trickle onto other people, that will actually make an evocative long-term change, right? A lot of us believe that it takes like 21 days to make a new habit, and that may be totally true. But a lot of us aren't willing to do 21 days of anything for a very long time because it's such a commitment. Or some of us will go 21 days and we'll make the decision, but the moment we slip up, boom, it's gone. And we feel bad and shamed and we stop it, right? And so this is actually a huge challenge for myself. This 7-day holiday reset revolution, this little 7-day week thing that I'm doing is actually a big challenge for myself, because this challenges my belief system of what is enough. What's enough? Is doing a 7-month protocol with lab testing and hormone testing and specific diets, is that enough? Is doing 1 meal of congruent eating enough? Yes, it's all enough, because health and your standards is a game of momentum. That's all it is. So momentum is accumulation of decisions either for or against your body and your health. That's all it is. Either for or against. And so a lot of us give up too soon because we're like, oh, I ate that candy bar. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Out, right? And we derail everything because we have this all or nothing mentality. And we're not willing to see the long game of momentum. Momentum goes like this. It's like a speeding train. And it's, again, that accumulation of decisions that you've been making for the last day, for the last week, months, years, a lifetime. How do you eat? How do you sleep? How do you rest? How do you choose your food? How do you cook? All those decisions stack over years and either push you towards the direction you want to go and you have a standard that you enjoy, or they push against you and you have something that you tolerate. It's either or, one of the other. And so what if I told you that your low energy and addiction to foods that don't serve you are just accumulation of choices that you've made, and that's it? And what if we could just gain enough congruency, momentum, self-honor, and self-respect to reset just a little moment in time? And that is exactly what my 7-day holiday reset diet is for. This program is for the person that normally spends holidays just eating, and now it's all about Thanksgiving leftovers, and then it's gonna be Christmas time, and then it's gonna be January 1st, and then it's gonna be, I need to get on a diet, I need to lose all this weight because I feel like crap after everything that happened in the last 2 months. The timing of this is absolutely specific, because most of us start like around Halloween and we just go full force until the new year. And then, it's Valentine's Day, and then it just keeps going on and on and on again. And so I have never, ever dared to try to have patients or myself do like a reset during this time, because I was just thinking, it's holiday time. It's just time to let it go. But it's not true. It's a game of momentum. And so this 7-day reset, which I am doing myself, is strategically placed right between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because that time is usually like no man's land. It's lost. It's gone. And that time can be reclaimed, because 7 days is huge. It's totally huge. Justina says, I definitely need a reset. I do well, and then I fall off. It's so frustrating. Yeah, absolutely. And part of this is what kind of tribe do you have, Justina, that you're eating with? Again, your body and your diet is the 5 people that you hang around the most. Are they the ones that when you fall off the wagon, they're saying, it's about time you have this pizza with me, because you're making them feel better about their standards? Or are they like, you can do it, come on, let's go cooking, let's shop for food, let's do this together? What's your tribe like? And what if I told you that your standards equal your total life experience, right? Your food standard. We think that's a small thing. We think that little sneaky candy bar that we don't want to eat, but we do, Therefore, we're not being congruent with ourselves. We think that's just like an isolated incident, but it's not. That incident actually goes and it pools over to all other aspects of your life where you're not being congruent with yourself. And that amount of reoccurring stress of not doing what you want to do and you know you should do equivalates into a huge amount of stress of just not respecting ourselves. That's it. Sabra says 7 days is huge. I always start, then fall off. Justina says, I need a new tribe. Yes. My friends say you just look fine. You don't need a diet or weight loss. Yes. So there's a huge distinction here. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Sabra. There's a huge distinction between body confidence, owning your skin, knowing who you are and your identity within. That is one thing. But I think sometimes that could be pushed into other areas where we start to be complacent in areas that we should not be complacent with. While I really honor that self-identity and loving yourself, that is huge, that banner does not get to cover the pieces that can change with the standard of your health. Those are different things. So I'm so happy that you mentioned that. Because sometimes, am I right or right, if you start to diet or you start to eat differently, your friends will be like, oh no, just love yourself. You're fine. Love yourself the way you are. Yes, and set a new standard. Set a better standard and love yourself. You can have both. It's not one or the other, right? So for my 7-day reset, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have daily lives on a health topic, myths of food, foundational body human needs, why detox is actually more important now than ever in human history. This is a huge, huge piece. Food myths 101 about gluten and fats and eating in moderation. We'll be doing a pantry and fridge clean out with prizes. So excited about that. Also, we'll be talking about some deeper clinical things, which means like, what does it mean when you eat healthy and you don't feel good? That's a huge piece. And it's not really a lot of incentive if you start to eat like salads and vegetables and then your gut feels icky and bloated and you felt better eating a hamburger, right? Also, the role of detoxification in your life and how you celebrate your decisions so that eating becomes a congruent celebratory activity, not one that is all about scarcity and not eating what you want to eat. It's eating what your body wants and then being in line with that. That is congruency. This is not a 7-day shock and awe program. It's a 7-day reset, recalibrate, and re-forgiveness of your body and what you're allowing yourself to do. Huge distinction. Very, very big distinction. So this detox, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. There are 2 options for this detox. If you are interested, PM me. There is a course only option, which is 7 days of content and tribe to redo the people that you talk about food with so that you're not being shamed, guilted, or overanalyzed or over-criticized for your decisions and your standards are celebrated. This is not going to be so much about reinventing your entire diet, but meeting your diet at the most congruent level. For those of you that need a whole revamp, there's going to be something else for that next year. It's going to be 21 days, but this is getting into your congruency. It's getting into your sovereignty and the strength of your decisions. Very, very different. There's going to also be an option for supplements only. I've chosen 2 powerful, amazing supplements that are all about body detoxification, getting the proper protein you need for your body for proper skin health, hair health, and body function. Getting detoxification done, which means taking the trash out. If you're having bad health, you're probably not taking the trash out the way that you need in your body, and it's slowing down, it's sluggish. And these 2 can be done one or the other or both. So let me go ahead and tell you the investment for this. This is the first time I am ever running a group coaching program. My first foray into this, because my belief system up to this point is if I don't do one-on-one with my patients and do a deep dive with all these labs and individual markers and hormone tests and gut tests, that I can't help anyone. And it's been really limiting in certain areas because what part of that is enough. Like, what is enough? Is that enough? Is one day enough? Is 7 days enough? So I'm dispelling the enough belief about what is enough. And we're working on the long game, which is all about momentum, congruency, clarity, self-sovereignty, self-awareness, and honoring the whole. That's what this is all about. Amber says yes. So here is the investment for this 7-day program. And the moment I talk about this, I'm going to spend just a couple minutes talking about the most exciting thing ever, which is my spa retreat next year. So the 7-day reset, if you just want the course, that is $77 for 7 days. If you just want the supplements, that is $88 for the supplements. If you want both, so you want to be in the VIP, that is $111, 111. Now, here's the caveat. If you have been a private patient of mine, which means you've been in the office or been on Zoom with me as a private one-on-one patient, we've had an office visit in the last 6 months, then your VIP is $88. The course comes to you for free. Amber says, I'm going to your retreat. Ooh, I hope you do. So if you are interested in the course, the supplements, or both, just PM me and I'll talk to you about that. Now, really quickly on this spa resort weekend. So this is a total body rejuvenation spa weekend focused on health. I'm super excited about it. This is going to be in February, the 3rd weekend of February. And this is going to take place at the Ojo Caliente Resort Spa in New Mexico, which I was at last month. It was so amazing. The beauty of that place is incredible. Diane is here. Hi, Diane. Yay. So the spa resort is going to be 3 days of hot springs, spa treatments, yoga, hiking, group energy, essential oil treatments. It's going to be just full of yumminess. Diane says, I just got here. You got here in time, Diane, because I know you wanted to hear about this yesterday. So this spa weekend, which I'm super excited about, is going to also include 2 cooking nights with me. Now, I know a lot of people don't actually know this about me, but I used to be a cooking instructor here in Denver. I wouldn't say the things that I taught back then were, super healthy back in the day, but we've learned a couple things since then. Amber, have you been to that hot springs? Yay! And so 2 of the nights, we're going to actually be spending 2.5-hour holistic cooking sessions, making things like bone broth and paleo soups. And my grandma's famous, we call it millionaire's chicken. It's like a spicy chicken dish that we put on salad. It's one of the recipes she passed on to me before she went, and I love it so much. We'll be making paleo breakfasts, talking about sprouting food, fermenting food. It's going to be a whole weekend full of food and hot springs. That's it. Amber says, Rachel, I was just telling the boys how I wanted to plan her New Mexico trip for next year. Yes. Yay. Awesome. And so that hot springs trip is going to be a little bit different. So the 7-day reset, that's going to be for everything, all humans, except for children. All right. And so if you have a husband, spouse, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend that is interested, lasso someone to do this with you, because now you're making tribe. You are revamping the 5 people that you hang out with and their standard. You're raising their standard, so it's sustainable. The spa retreat weekend is women only, and only 6 women. That's it. That's it. So 3 days of spa, hot springs, cooking classes, yoga, essential oil, energy assist treatments, hiking, beautifulness. So excited about it. Let me go and give you the dates for that spa retreat weekend, because I know a lot of you are excited about it and have been asking me about it, and I know it's going to sell out. I know it's going to sell out probably this year before we even get into 2019. So the resort weekend is going to be the 22nd, which is Friday, 23rd and 24th. So from Friday to Sunday. Yes, Justina, spa retreat. Spa, food, cooking. At the Ojo Caliente Resort in New Mexico. I know, so exciting. So the total cost for the spa, and it just excludes transportation, so you gotta get there yourself. But once you're there, it's all in, is, I'm so excited. Drum roll. What month? Oh, February. Yes, February. February 21st, sorry, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Those are the dates. The total cost for that is going to be $1,111. 111. And that's going to include, again, the 3 days of unlimited access to the spa and the resort, the private retreat home that we're going to all share together, all holistic, organic paleo meals cooked by me for you, the cooking classes, complimentary yoga classes, energy, assist treatments, hiking, all that stuff. Yeah, that's right before your birthday. Yay, fun. Amber says I'll have tax money. Yay. So if that is exciting to you, also PM me, tell me what are the things you are actually excited about, and we'll go from there. So, well, in other sources, yes, right, Amber? So thank you all for joining me tonight. I've been so excited kind of bringing these programs to life. This has been, a breakthrough from me as well in terms of what I'm willing to engage with my patients. This has been a huge soul journey as well. And so thank you so much for being here with me and engaging. Diane says you giggle like Melanie. That was a giveaway. Yes, exactly. Justina says, oh my God, so excited. I'm excited too. And here's the thing that's really exciting about these programs that I'm doing is that I'm doing them for me. Because I need them and they're congruent for me. And if I do them, my life up levels. That's it. And for the first time, instead of making it a private thing where it's just kind of something I do for my own edification, I'm broadening the tribe. And I'm creating my tribe of people that I now have synergy with, that do the same things, that have excitement and congruency and alignment with that thing. That's what I'm making right here. So thank you all for joining. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Happy Monday night. Mwah. Bye.